Today on Hold for Sound, we had Anneliese Van Der Pol in the studio, and I've worked with her for a couple months now. She has always brought just the best energy I've ever seen.
Yeah, she's so encouraging, and it's amazing to hear her talk about her passion for the arts and her be able to share the knowledge she has with us, especially as we're navigating these new waters.
She's someone that's gone from TV to Broadway, theater, done all of the things, done live show performances, now in a podcast space, truly
spanned an amazing career.
And so it's very cool to hear what she has to say to younger artists like us.
You guys are going to love this episode, and we cannot wait for you to see Anneliese. Hey, it's Ava
and Lauren,
and welcome back to
Hold for Sound.
And today we have
Anneliese Van Der Pol. Oh yeah.
You're so cute. You did that and sing.
We are so excited to have you here today.
Hold for sound.
Hold.
Does everybody hold?
Speed.
We're good. Yeah. Does everybody do that when they come?
They should.
We have a friend that's like, "What's your podcast? Hold your sound.
Hold your sound."
No,
Yes.
no, you cannot be on the podcast.
Sorry. He's waiting to be.
I love that title. Hold for sound. And yeah, if you're in this industry, you know. And you don't have to be engulfed in the industry to know what that means. That's why it's such a great podcast title.
It was so fun. We were sitting at Patty's, the diner in Toluca, and we were like trying to come up for names, and we had a bunch of different like industry things. Some are really dumb.
Someone was like, for the hometown haters.
Oh yeah, for the hometown haters.
Oh no, actually that's pretty good.
I know. I was like, I really like
We liked that one, but we didn't keep it.
Yeah. Also, you're like, do I want to sell hate right off the bat?
Exactly.
I love it though. You're adorable, and also you're not giving me hate. Like you're definitely not giving me hate. You're giving me love and energy and
positive, good,
positive
energy.
I like this chair.
Plus, it's an even year, 2024.
Yeah,
even good energy for the year. I don't know.
What they say? Is that what?
That's what I say.
Okay, great. And you're 18, and I'm gonna take that advice.
Take it. It's an even year. It's
great.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so excited to have you on too. Thanks. And I'm so glad that I got to connect you both, because Ava comes from a big kind of theater background, and you really grew up in theater, and it's just so cool to I think live theater is just my like favorite thing ever.
I know that. I follow you on TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah.
So we know
the
that,
funniest thing,
Lauren.
you're like, you're a Jeremy Jordan fan? I was like, Anneliese, I love
right.
Jeremy Jordan.
Yes. Yeah. Look, did you see me trying to grab for this? That was weird. Ooh. Lauren and I work together through Podco and other stuff, and Lauren comes to my house and helps me out with some amazing TikTok. She's really just basically done my entire TikTok page, and oh my God, what were we just talking about, you guys? My brain just shut off.
Oh,
Jeremy Jordan. Okay. Oh my God, my brain just shut off. Anyway, I was looking at her stuff, and she came over one time, and I was like, I had no idea.
Never tell anyone this. When I was like 11, I had a fan account for him on Instagram, and it had like hundreds of followers.
That's adorable. Does he know that? Like, he talks to you, right? Like, definitely.
Totally.
Yeah. How could you ignore something like that? I'm like, this sweet thing.
No, he didn't know that, and so I think it still exists out there. It was like Jeremy Jordan like memes. It was really.
You're so sweet.
I know. It was 11.
The fact that I just feel like I know everything about her, and then sometimes, some days, I'm like, what did you just say?
Yeah.
And that's
I was
great.
a weird
We're
kid,
all learning
but that's
from
okay.
Lauren.
We were both weird
Have
kids.
you ever met him or worked with him or anything?
Nope.
Have you been to a concert or anything?
I went to he came to Arizona when I was a senior, and my mom got me tickets, so we got to go. But I was like 9 when I got introduced to Newsies, and I was like, this is my Roman Empire. So,
but you'd be great in Newsies.
oh my gosh,
Oh, that's her dream.
Yeah, you could
It's
tell.
her dream.
Oh, okay.
It's
I'm not saying
literally her
anything new
dream.
here. Yeah.
Wow, that's
pretty
so
obvious.
cool that you can see that. Though.
Oh, of
you
course.
have
How could
such
you
a good
not?
eye for that. Like, that's insane. Literally all she talks about.
I would love
Oh my
to be
God, I can't wait to see you do it.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
But you originated a role.
Did I?
You originated Kathy in Vanities.
Forgot about that. I guess. I mean,
I did?
Not really. I mean, the Vanities was originally a play written, I want to say, by a guy named Jack Heifner in maybe 64, around JFK time, and it was a straight play, and then they turned it to a musical. So I originated the music of it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And then I also am like, oh, is it originated if it never like went to Broadway? Do you know what I mean?
I feel like, yeah.
Okay, all right.
You did it. You did go.
Okay.
And Hold for Sound? Yes, absolutely
Hold for
it is.
Sound? Yes, we can confirm that. She originated our role. I certainly originated the song Cute Boys with Short Haircuts, which my mom always used to call short boys with cute haircuts, which is a wonderful. It's really cute boys with short haircuts.
You like able to be in that collaborative environment?
Oh,
like
God.
with like
I love this new word. I would use it. That feels right.
Collaboratory. We're gonna
Collaborative.
Were you collaboratory when you were making your role with like the makers of this show?
No. Of course, you add whatever you've brought to the character in the audition, and then you improve upon it in rehearsal. I really like a great director, though, and I really like getting the answers. I really like somebody who's lived from that time and can come through with educating me on the role just because of their wisdom, because they've lived it. But that's interesting. Nothing has been as collaborative as doing big name bitches and having control over that, right? But anything that comes forward, it's pretty regimented, and you're always adding a bunch of yourself into a role. That's what they want. I don't know. I have trouble. I'm a Libra, though. I have trouble making big choices. I like when a director tells me what to do.
Sure. So then how has it been, though? Then, I mean, you and Christy are leading big name bitches, and there's no script. You're just kind of off the cuff doing whatever you want. Like, how's that process been for you?
It's good. It's really good. It's really fun. It's making me learn a lot about myself, that often I don't have the answers. Do you know? And sometimes I think when you're working with a director or I've worked in children's theater, but children's entertainment for a long time. And a long time as an adult, even when I was doing That's So Raven, I started when I was 15, 16. But then I kept doing it up until I was 22. Then Beauty and the Beast is Disney. I've still been working with Disney. And then, of course, when Raven's Home came about, I'm an adult on a children's network. And I think you just really feel frustrated because you're the smartest person in the room, or at least one of the smartest people in the room.
Oh, wow.
And that can be, hard. And if you don't take on the next role, which Raven has taken on, and a lot of other fabulous talent like Danielle Fishel, the role of the director, they've moved into that space.
Yeah.
And that's not something I'm really interested in. I'm not really interested in camera work, but I am interested in Anneliese. That's the best role I've ever played.
Oh, I love that.
So I've always wanted to be more of myself and have more control. And this podcast has really allotted me that. Thanks for asking. I feel like I'm just looking at Lauren the whole time. I'm so biased.
It's okay, because Lauren, but you don't know me. Like, and it's okay. So like, this is good. Like, we're getting to know each other. I'm having fun.
May I ask who you were named after? It's such a beautiful name.
Ava Gardner.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Today, as of this morning, I started calling her because her middle name's Jean, so she goes by like Ava Jean a lot.
Old-fashioned names.
Ava
I love
Jean.
it.
Well, my grandmother on both my parents' side, both grandmothers are named Jean.
Oh.
Yeah,
and she's Southern too, so she's
I'm
Jane.
from North Carolina.
Ava Jane.
Ava Jane. I'm going to South Carolina in like 2 days.
Yes, that's funny.
But she started calling me
Ava Jean Kelly
Ava Jean Kelly.
because Jean Kelly.
Yeah.
So my last name's Cutlip, not Kelly. So Jean Kelly is just like Jean Kelly.
That's cute,
so
though.
now
I
I'm
love
just
it.
Ava Jean Kelly.
Ava Jean. That's actually really quite beautiful. It's a great stage name.
Yeah.
Ava Jean Kelly.
Maybe I'll take that.
Sounds like you're gonna owe her.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you, like, when working on a sitcom, you had a live audience for That's So Raven, and then like working on Broadway, there's also a live audience, but they're very different environments. So how was that? I guess on a sitcom you're not performing to the audience, but having them there, and then on a Broadway show performing to an audience.
Ooh, like breaking that fourth wall. I might ask you the same question. If it's like, first of all, you can mess up. You can mess up when you're filming. You can break the wall. It's like doing a stand-up routine. They almost love it when you mess up. Sometimes I would mess up on purpose just to get that laugh. And also you kind of feel like really right with them, right in the pocket. I think for any theater that I've done, anything on Broadway, even off Broadway, it's either musical theater or straight play, maybe serious or has serious tones, but like really the audience is not there. You know what I mean? But to widen that question about just the differences of both, I don't know. I try to think of what I prefer. Like a lot of people ask me that. How about you? What do you prefer?
There's an energy in a room, I feel like, when you are performing on stage. But I really love film work, and I think like that's like where like my heart lies. But I have so much respect for people that do 8 shows a week. Like I want to do that one day. I really, really, truly do. But I love that I'm starting in film, and it's like it's been cool for me to kind of explore both simultaneously.
Totally. That kind of makes me think of Annalie Ashford. You know who Annalie Ashford is, I'm sure both of you. I follow her, and I was just looking, she just left Sweeney Todd, and I was looking at her in her dressing room and photos on Instagram, and it's so funny. She's at the Lunt-Fontanne in the same theater and the same dressing room that I was in when I was doing Beauty and the Beast. And I was like looking at her makeup table, and I was like, oh my God, that's so weird. I sat there and I did this, and I was like, I wonder what she must be feeling. Like, truly, she's doing so much TV and film work now, like good stuff with amazing people, Sarah Paulson. And does she still really love Broadway? Does she still really love going to the theater? Like, I'm asking myself these things. I'm like, it's freaking hard. Like, why is she doing this? To have cachet there still? Like, you have to really love the theater, because it's hard waiting all day to do your show. You think it's just 3 hours at night. It's not. It's really so much more than that. But it's just interesting why people do what they do, what they like better, what feeds you. And obviously the role, the Sweeney Todd, that role is amazing. So
I mean, like Grant Gustin, who was the Flash for 9-10 years, is now going back to Broadway
for Water for Elephants, which is with my friend Izzy McCullough, who did the Disney Princess concert with me way back in the day. But she and that's how you have to do it too. You have to really do those readings. When those 29-hour readings, you got to get in from the start, from the beginning, unless you're Sutton Foster and have a Broadway name.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Unless you've won a Tony.
Totally, yeah. Do you have like a, I don't know, when you were doing Broadway and everything, like a pre-show ritual that you liked to do?
People always ask that. I mean, it's so funny. I was just doing this tour in Asia, and that was like definitely the question from people all over the world,
cool.
And I'm not superstitious or anything like that. I mean, I definitely warm up. I cannot go on stage without warming up. And I have to do like a long warm up. I don't trust my voice anymore.
Beautiful voice, though. Like,
Thank
really,
you.
really.
I saw your Hollywood Bowl performance on TikTok.
Oh, on TikTok, totally. That's it. Then if you didn't see it there, you didn't see it anywhere, right? And I always like to say confident, positive things to myself. I always like to tell myself to live in the moment and to not care about the outcome. I can really, go flat on stage or crack and not let that go for a bit, which is truly the opposite of acting. I mean, if you're not listening, if you're not reacting what's happening in the moment, it's over. You're just playing catch up. Rituals, no. How about you? Do you have any rituals I could steal?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Her whole acting style, I think, is very kind of like you'd have things that you do to get into character and stuff like
what?
that.
Are you what are you, Meisner? What are you, Stella Adler?
I go about it in a very almost therapeutic way.
Oh.
I journal. I isolate, and I write it all out. Normally I start with how I'm doing, and then I'm like, how's my character doing?
How can I meld the two? For
and
sure, I
then how can
love
meld
that.
them, and then I listen to music. Like I have playlists for the roles that I'm really excited about. Like especially when I'm auditioning, and I usually sit in silence for a while, and I'm not a quiet person. I am not a quiet person. Ask Lauren. I talk a lot, and I talk over and over about the same things.
Oh, really? Oh, that's a very, and you're only 18. It's only going to get worse from there. You're just going to keep repeating yourself the older you get.
Don't tell me that. I'm so analytical.
You think you repeat yourself? Your parents repeat themselves, right? I love that. It sounds like you do a lot of imagination work, pre-work, a lot of living the life before you actually start saying the lines.
It's one of my favorite, topics of conversation now when I'm talking to other actors. I'm like, so how do you prepare for the role? Because we have talked about this multiple days in a row now of how do you, because our approaches are so different. I'm a method actor, and I go about it. I do method, I do Meisner, and I do Gestalt. And that's
Gestalt?
Gestalt is, it's very method. It's very
Bless you.
That was funny. My acting coach is gonna like that one. But yeah, I go about it of just very much. My character is me, and I'm living in my character, and all of my
Daniel
experiences.
Day-Lewis.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
And she's like, we're very different that way. And so I'll see her get ready for an audition. I'm like, I'm not doing it wrong, am I? But no, it's everyone has their own little thing.
Totally. I've been on Instagram. They show you those things inside the actor studio and quotes or just actors talking, right? Answering questions. Anthony Hopkins was just saying, recently everybody's different, but it's really just his take was the number one thing for an audition or anything is that. Whether you agree with it or not, is getting the dialogue down. Just getting the dialogue down. Know your script. Know the lines. Know it. It seems so obvious, but I think a lot of people, because we run out of time with these auditions, just skip through it, and then you can't really play. You can't really mold or do anything because you're just so worried about what comes next because you don't know what comes next. Do you get a lot of auditions, though? Sounds like you do, that you're talking about auditioning. That's wonderful.
It's been good for me recently, and I think for Lauren too. We're starting
to come up a little bit more.
We're stepping into a new kind of era, you might say.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling about the competition? Is that present or no? Do you feel like your tapes are being seen? Is there feedback? Like, I wonder what it feels like for a younger person.
When they were used to audition with rooms and people, you saw everyone that looked like you sitting in the same exact place waiting to go to their audition. So it was very, I think, a more real. But now it's a little bit hard because it is. Sometimes we don't hear anything. You send it off to the void and blah, blah, blah. There it goes.
To the cloud.
Yeah.
I mean, when I started working initially, like dance-wise, I was in the room constantly.
Of course, dancing, yeah.
And like
How about a dancing self-tape? Can we just talk about dancing self-tapes?
Horrendous.
They're great.
Hello.
I'm like, what? How?
Can
People
we
tell
not do this?
I don't
Just
do
direct
it.
book me or not.
It's
literally,
can't
I know.
get straight to callback. Like, how are you going to see me dance? I
Yeah.
can't kick my face in front of you.
My
Like, what?
least favorite thing
I've
ever.
never done that. I just have been hearing about it.
No,
I'm like,
they're
are you
very-
joking? My friend told me that the other day. He's like, I have a dance self-tape. I
You're
was like,
like,
how is that done?
Yeah.
Not well.
One of my
ever.
least favorite things is, and it's so like it's the full body slate. It's like it's so awkward, and I'm just absolutely.
I'm like,
just
hey, this is
look at
my
a
full
picture
body
of myself.
slate. Like,
I know. Why? I know. And there's no way to do it. And
Yeah.
hopefully you have somebody filming with you.
Yeah.
But you either tilt down or you never look
It's
good.
so awkward.
but yeah.
Am I this pear-shaped or is it? Yeah.
But I mean, in terms of like competition and like that being present, I don't think so. I think like literally anything that's meant for me will not pass me by.
Yep, totally.
And literally the way that our paths are aligned are so unique that like if something is mine, it will be mine. And if it's not, it won't be. And like I just like got released off of a veil for a job that I really wanted.
And that's what matters, the veil. That's really what you have to hold on to.
It's been painful this week for me.
I know.
But I'm just sitting here thinking like what it will be, and what it won't be, it literally will not be. So this is not it for
And we have a
like,
friend that always says, like, isn't it really cool that somebody right now is writing a role that you're going to play?
one day. Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's insane.
Oh,
So
that's lovely.
We're like actually like
We're very optimistic.
we're very
You
optimistic.
should be. You should be. And I love
Yeah.
that about what's mine is mine, what's yours is yours, because you would never want somebody to take something away from you
Yeah.
that's yours, and why? So why would you want to take something away from somebody else's? And if you can't celebrate that and be happy for them, they're not going to be happy for you when it comes along. And it does. Everyone gets a piece of the pie. And I was just saying recently, I might have said it to Christy when we were filming the other day, but I just really think there is no absence. I must say it on the podcast I'm not saying this well, but there is always a need for art, and we are so under-arted.
Yeah.
Talking about making words.
Yeah. Yeah.
Truly,
We're under-arted.
We're
Yes.
under-arted, and there's room for all of us. I mean, we have 430 channels out right now. Yeah, there's so much content. We need more. We need more good content. Really,
Original things.
I've watched Fargo. I've watched everything on TV. So much good stuff. I'm ready for the next batch. Let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand. I was traveling all over Asia in malls. So many malls after malls after malls. You have to be in malls because they're air conditioned and it's so hot outside. It's never enough art. Nobody ever says, "Oh, there's too much art this year. There's too many movies. There's too much beautiful paintings and fashion. I can't take it." No. So there really is room for everyone.
I love that point of view.
It's true though.
Yeah, and I think like a lot of that is like about like just like your own journey as an artist, and like the things that influence you are not the same things that influence other people. So truly everything you create is very unique because your influences and the people that have encouraged you to do that are so different. So you have like,
an
the full
influence
slate.
like ever in your career, or Broadway or on TV, or someone that you looked up to or mentored by?
That's a great question too. I mean, definitely I've worked with so many people in the theater world and on TV. But my mother was just very inspirational.
Awesome.
I really wish, she's no longer with us, and I really wish she was, because she was the best teacher, and I often wonder what she would say about the things I'm doing now and the state of the world and the country. And but I always just looked up to, I don't know, I would ask you the same thing. Like I always just looked up to the very vivacious, strong-willed women, the Patti LuPones, the Barbara Streisands. You met Patti LuPone?
We met Patti
She takes us,
LuPone.
You guys look beautiful.
You guys look
I was like,
beautiful.
Patti, I love your earrings.
We have a selfie with Patti LuPone.
Did you? Where'd you see her, at a show or something?
We went to a
premiere,
after party of a premiere, and she was in the movie, so we got to
see her.
Lovely. Yeah, and I love that she was nice to younger women.
So nice. Yeah.
Yes.
I think it is important to have those kind of people to look up to, and take inspiration from and like
sure.
understand like the good they brought into the world and be able to kind of
'Cause
base
they've
it off
seen
that.
so much art
Yeah.
throughout the years. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh my gosh!
it's
Yeah, they say
crazy.
so many good things. It's so nice to follow them now, and that we have that
Right.
that connection through social media. I mean, yeah, and just the women on TV. You know, the Deborah Messings and Jennifer Aniston. I just wanted to be a funny lady, a funny girl, a funny woman, a comedian, and just have a real sure sense of myself.
Yeah.
And I always really wanted to use my power or whatever for good, and whatever. You know, with as simple as giving money to charities or putting your name behind things or really using your platform or your voice, which I try to. I think I am more so in this podcast, but it's hard. I'm navigating that too, really realizing how hard that
But
is.
your podcast is still like, even your podcast itself is what am I trying to say? Like a place for other artists to come in and share their stories. Like you have people coming in all the time on every single episode, and it's a new journey that you get to learn about.
Yeah.
I know smart younger people that really make me hopeful for the future.
And you're providing them a platform and an opportunity to share that. It's
Oh,
beautiful.
thanks. Yeah, go Christy. I mean, she's really at the helm of getting that done. Although I passed over some names to her today of some people I
Good.
follow.
I love that.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I can't wait to meet this person if they'll do it. Yeah, if they'll do it. But we have to keep doing it and helping each other, right? Which is what we're doing.
Yes.
I love that.
That's all we can do.
Yeah.
It's literally all we can do. So
Yeah, I
it's
love this
so
room
cool.
full of women, even the women behind the camera.
Yes.
Power
Shout
to
out
ya.
Sid and Ash.
Well, I mean, time went really, really, really
Yeah,
fast.
time like
Yeah. But it always does, doesn't it? That's what's so
Yeah.
great about it.
I know, because important conversations, sometimes they're really hard to have. And like when we can like open up the space to just talk about it makes me happy.
I love that. I would love to just sit with you girls and like talk musical theater, like what you're watching right now. What like, are you so excited about The Notebook?
Oh.
Like, right?
Like, that's so her. Like,
I-
she loves
Of
it. That's,
course.
that's
What
like
girl
all
doesn't
you.
love The Notebook?
I know. Well, it's kind of giving me a false standard here because here I am
She's
waiting
looking
for
for
my
a guy.
Romeo.
Are you waiting for your Romeo, honey?
I'm not waiting for
You're
him.
gonna have to wait a little longer, like a lot longer.
Oh, you know what my dream role is?
Yes. Yes. That's a great question.
To play the live action Rapunzel.
Oh, yes, that makes
And
so much
you
sense.
need to play Mother Gothel.
I would love to play Mother Gothel, but you would be great. Can you give me a little 7 a.m. the usual morning lineup?
5, 6, 7.
7 a.m. the usual morning lineup. Bum, bum.
And
Fire Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, do we start on the right note?
I don't know if we did.
Yeah. Maybe we were low, but
That's
it sounded
okay.
great to me.
Yes. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Annalisa.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for being thanks for giving me hope for the future.
Aw, that's so cute.
You're so sweet, especially the artistic future.
Okay, where can we find you on Instagram, TikTok?
Ooh, Lauren, do you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so TikTok is Anneliese VDP.
Yeah.
And then my handles, oh my God, it's so terrible. And my handles are just my name, Anneliese Van Der Pol or Anneliese VDP. So Anneliese VDP.
And
on
follow Big Name Bitches.
Yes, oh my gosh, and
Yes.
follow Big Name
Podcast.
Bitches.
Absolutely.
And just more stuff. And I think Big Name Bitches, we're going to start touring live, which is going to be really exciting. So I'll get to mold the podcast and singing live.
Wow.
Live together.
Incredible.
Thanks. Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yay, Annalisa Van Der Pol.
Thank you.
Thank you.